Welcome to another episode of Real Spiritual Clarity. My name is Richard, and let's get started. Please listen, love, and forgive. That's listen, love, and forgive. Please dot all your I's and cross all your T's. We're going to be using the Guardian Angel Message Tarot. We're going to be using the Gilded Tarot. We're going to be using the Hidden Truth Oracle, All Things Intuitive deck. And to finish it off, we're going to use the Kipper. We haven't used the Kipper deck in a long time, and Spirit's leading me to use that today. So, here we go. Thank you, Spirit, for the clear and concise messages. Thank you for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to in this reading. I hope everybody's doing well today. It's a nice day here today, a little bit cooler. As you can hear, you don't hear an air conditioner going. So, that's a good thing. Okay. All right, thank you, Spirit. And our first card out is, Paige of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Divine Masculine wants to bring a gift. It looks like he could be learning something. Maybe some of these Divine Masculines are going back to school, or they're trying to take up something new, to help their finances or their education or something. I see him here with a book. And I also see him with a letter. So he wants to communicate also. Yeah, he's going to come in with that gift. He's going to, I think a lot of these Divine Masculines have totally matured also. They're a lot more ready to open themselves up to the love and into the relationship. A lot of times previous to this, they weren't into it. Not that they weren't, but they just thought that they just wanted to run around and have fun. More like the Knight of Wands, person. But now they're coming back as like the Knight of Cups, or the King of Cups. And that's a whole different, that's a whole different way of being, a loving person, a mature person, a person who's willing to bend, to give and take, equally, to have a nice relationship with his Divine Feminine. Okay. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Thank you, Spirit. And there's our next card. Next card out is, the Three of Wands. Yeah. You know what? He knows his ships are coming in, and he's ready. And if you look at this one, it's actually looks like the ship is coming to shore. A lot of times the ships are leaving shore, but he knows that his is really coming. He's expanding himself. He's setting a lot more goals, and he has a much better vision for the life that him and his Divine Feminine are going to have. Yeah, that maturity is really showing. He's growing up for love right now. And that's a good thing. Okay, a lot of these Divine Masculines they had never seen love before they met their Divine Feminine. Their parents might not have been the loving kind of people. It might have been like, the dad went to work to provide, the mom just cooked, and cleaned or whatever. And it was like that type of relationship. They never saw them kissing each other. They never saw any of that. So they never knew anything about that until they met their Divine Feminine. All those other relationships they may have had was just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Or even the one they may have had with their karmic was probably close to the one that they saw their parents have. He went to work. She took care of the house. They had a kid. And even though it was horrible, you never divorced. You just stayed there and you dealt with it forever. But he's getting away from that. He's dropping all of those old mindsets. He's getting himself into a much better frame of mind. That's probably what he's learning right now. He's learning how to be a more open, loving person. Okay. That could be what that book is there for also. Okay. Next card out is, Knight of Swords. Yeah. Because he's coming in with the truth. That's another thing. He wasn't used to that. He was used to, telling a lot of lies, going to these people and telling them something, and he knew that he was never going to do it, but he said, I don't care, I'm getting what I want, and I don't care what happens after that. Pretty selfish way. He's getting rid of all that too. I believe he's getting out of that selfish, me attitude. You know, he's looking at a us attitude now, or a we attitude, which is a much better attitude. Okay, next card out is, yep, because he wants everything with her. He wants that Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, he wants that beautiful, beautiful life. You know, that life that's going to last, that life that's going to benefit him. You know, he doesn't want to wishy-washy, you know, nothing life anymore, like he had with that karmic. You know, he wants a real life now. And that's what he's working hard towards. Okay, that was the Guardian Angel Tarot. Now we're going to be using the Gilded Tarot. The first card out is beautiful. That's what he wants. He knows this connection with him and his Divine Feminine is a fated, destined, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness relationship. He never, ever felt anything like this before. He may have had a million different people in his life, but he never felt anything like he feels when he's with his Divine Feminine. She makes him feel just like he's at home, real home, okay? He's never been so comfortable with a person. You know, the only thing that he's having with her is he has to get his communication together, okay? Because he, like I said, he was used to telling lies and used to like living a life that, you know, I do whatever I want and I really don't care what happens with that other person. But now that he's found that he truly loves his Divine Feminine, he knows that he can't live that life anymore. He has to live a truthful, honest life now. Okay? Next card out is, yep, yeah, Page of Wands. Because like I said, he's coming in with that passion, you know, and he loves that passion that he has for her. He's so attracted to her. You know, he may have been with tons of people before, but he never felt the attraction for those people like he feels for his Divine Feminine. Okay? He's totally enthralled with her. You could even call it obsessed. Okay? Once again, this page has on that goal, so we know he's busy healing. You know, he's changing his mindsets. You know, he's getting himself into a much better way of being. Okay? Next card out is, yep, because he's tired of that old cycle. He wants to end that cycle. He's in that karmic cycle, and he wants to come back to his Divine Feminine and live that beautiful, new, loving, caring, unconditional forgiveness relationship. Okay? And that's what he's going to have with her. Okay? Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Next card out is, yep, yeah, 4 Cups. Because you know what? He sits there and he thinks, you know what? I let her slip out of my hands. Or I let him slip out of me, whichever one. It's all energy, so it doesn't matter, man or woman. I let my person slip out of my hands, you know. And now what am I left with? You know, I'm left over here in this karmic situation. I don't like it here. I'm not happy here, you know. And I'm hoping and praying that when I step away from this, that when I go back to my Divine Feminine, she's going to give me another chance to prove myself that I truly do love her and I truly do want her in my life. Yep. Now we're going to be using the Hidden Truth Oracles, all things intuitive. Okay. Please like, subscribe, and share, ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, and our first card out is, I hid behind material things. Yeah, he did. Yep, that's exactly right. He hid behind material things. You know, he thought that, you know, the house, the cars, the money, you know, whatever, like, you know, the parties, the clothing, whatever. He thought that that stuff would make him happy. But he found out what true happiness was when he met his Divine Feminine again on this earthly plane. Even though they had lived many lifetimes together, he had kind of forgotten about that. But once he saw her again, it was like love at first sight again. Okay? And he found out instantly that she's the person. Okay? Even though he was fighting it and not coming to her and not doing what he was supposed to, he knew in his mind that she was the one. Okay? Next card out is, I feel you leaving me behind. Yeah. You know what? Some Divine Feminines are already gone, but a majority of them are still there. But you know what? Spirit's putting into his paces right now. Spirit wants him to feel like that because, you know, Spirit wants him to feel how he made her feel. You know, some of the divine masculines made the divine feminines feel really, really, really bad. And they didn't deserve that, you know. And you know, it's a lesson for him. Some people have to learn through a hard lesson, you know, and he's learning now that, you know, I didn't do the right thing by my divine feminine. I shouldn't have did those things to her. Okay, next card out is I want you. Isn't that one a surprise? Yeah, okay. We know he does. Like I said, with that Page of Wands, he's never been so attracted to anyone before in all of his life. And it's not just a physical attraction. He's attracted to her mind. He's attracted to her intuition. He's attracted to her nurturing. There's so many different things that he loves about his divine feminine. And he never ever could get that from any other people. No one else made him feel like that. That's why the best way to describe it is she makes him feel like he's home. When you're at home and if it's a rainy day outside and you go in your house and it's warm in there and you get yourself some soup or something, you go upstairs and you have your recliner chair, you recline back and you're like, you know what? Everything's perfect in my world right now. That's the way his divine feminine makes him feel. Okay. Last card out is it's time for me to heal now. Okay. I think the last time that we did the reading, yesterday, the one that I just put out before this one, at the same position, it says healing. The card that I got was healing, and this one says it's time for me to heal now. Okay, healing is a big thing right now. Okay, he knows that he's going through his paces. He knows that he's healing, and he knows that she's the only one for him. Okay, he could be healing addictions. He could be leaving that karmic cycle. You know, he had to get his child custody and child support together for his children, if he has any, you know, and just his whole mindset together. You know, like I said, he was raised in a household where there was no love. There was no exchange of kissing between the mom and dad. You know, there was none of that. It was just like, you know, dad went to work, mom cooked, you know, maybe gave her a peck on the cheek when he got home. You know, they ate dinner and, you know, it could have been yelling and screaming even, you know, just a very bad, it was a karmic cycle that he had as a child. And then he turned around and married a karmic to live in that cycle again as an adult. So when he met his divine feminine, he knows that he can get out of that karmic cycle and he can come to her and live a loving, dedicated, caring situation. And that's what he wants. Okay, now we're going to be using the Kipper deck. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. First card out is concern. Yeah, you know what? He is truly concerned. He's concerned that he hopes that his divine feminine is going to give him that second chance. You know, she's going to let him come back and prove himself to her. You know, that's what the concern is. Yeah. So he sits sometimes by himself, wherever he is, and he contemplates all of that. He says, you know what? I know I screwed up. He said, I'm hoping and praying that she's going to let me get that second chance. You know, prove myself that I really love her and I really care for her and I really want her in my life. Okay? Next card out is the Lovers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these divine feminines, they're going to give him a second chance. They're going to say, you know what? We know you were unawakened. We know that you didn't really know. You know, everybody learns in different pace, different time. You know, divine feminine, she could have learned much faster than divine masculine. A lot of these divine masculines are much younger than the divine counterparts. So, you know, she could have had some years on him on Earth. Even though they may be the same soul age, he's not the same age as her when it comes to the years that he's been on Earth. So therefore, you know, and also it depends on how they were both raised. Divine feminine, she had some bad stuff in her childhood too. A lot of times they mirror each other. It's not identical, but there could be a lot of stuff that's the same. Okay? But you know what? She got herself together. She healed herself and she did the things she needed to do maybe a little bit quicker than he did. Okay? But he's getting there. He's catching up. Okay? Next card out is, family room. Yeah. Because like I said, you know, a lot of these divine masculines have a wife, they have kids, you know, and they think about, you know, it's not easy. You know, even though they love their divine feminine and they have to get a divorce from that karmic, it's not an easy process. You know, he lived a life with her. He may have had kids with her, and it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? He knows it has to be done. Okay, he knows it has to be done. There's nothing he could do. You know, he's not happy there, even though on the outside it looks like it's this perfect, beautiful house. You know, everything's all going well inside. In truth, it's a big disaster. Okay. And the main thing about that kind of life is that, especially when you have children, if you want to stop that cycle of karmic, you know, badness, you have to get your kids out of that. You have to get them out of it early. Because you know what? If you don't, they'll just turn around and become these horrible, you know, unloving, you know, mean, evil people, you know, just like you probably were with her in that karmic cycle. So when you divorce, even as bad as you think it might be, it's the best thing for those kids. Because now those kids have a fighting chance to live much better life than if you guys stay together and just continue to be these evil people to each other. Okay? And the final card is, yep, coffin. Yep, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to end. It has to end. Okay? It cannot stay because it's not a benefit to you. It's not a benefit to her. It's not a benefit to the kids. Okay? Nobody benefits from a disastrous relationship or a karmic cycle. Okay? I'm going to read these real quick. I'm going to read all of them, just little snippets of it so we can see what each card has to say. And then we're going to close the reading. Now, coffin is self-explanatory. Okay? But I'm just going to see what it has to say. To me, what I read of it intuitively is that, like I just said, even though we might think that it's a bit, and a lot of these divorces are bad. They're not amicable. They're very bad, you know, and nobody is benefiting from it, you know. But in the beginning, it's a really bad scenario. But as time goes by, those children end up learning and they end up being better off because of it. They're not living in a death sentence anymore. That's what I call a coffin, a death sentence. They're living in a life where they have a possibility of being happy and living in decency and seeing love and seeing happiness, you know, instead of seeing nothing but dread and horror. Okay. Okay, next card is concern. I'm not even reading coffin. I just saw it. I explained out exactly what I saw. Okay, next one is concern. Okay, I almost could read this one intuitively too. This one says, this card describes ambiguity in our daily lives, maybe in the sense of lacking career prospects or having fear or related to a lack of specialist knowledge or information. In some cases, it can also convey concentration problems. In relationship matters, it warns against, like I just said, being plagued by our being plagued by our pessimism and worries. Try to find clearness. Okay, so basically, divine masculine, like I said, he's worried because he's hoping that his divine feminine is going to take him back. And you know what? Some will and some won't. You know. The next card is the Lovers. We know what that one is. The Lovers, to me, it's a choice. They always called it a choice. But I believe divine masculine already made his choice. He knows he loves his divine feminine. He knows he wants to be with her. Okay? He's breaking his way away from away from that karmic cycle right now. And, you know, for a lot of them, it means divorcing. It means child custody, and child payments. I just forgot it again, but I said it before. And it means changing his whole life, selling the house, moving, all of that. But you know what? Out of bad things, good things happen. And sometimes these are things we have to go through in order to see that better life that we're looking for. Okay. The last one is family room. And like I said, I was just seeing this as like, you know, I use social media as one thing. Some of them are on Facebook and they make everything seem on Facebook like they're living this best life in the world. But in their minds and in their hearts, they hate each other. They can't stand each other. They don't even want to be in the same room with each other. But to convey that mask and that phony face on Facebook, they put on a smile, they laugh, they joke, they make like everything is great. And it's the worst scenario ever. This card signifies your personal space, such as your home, apartment, motel room, or office. Close to the significator, it means other nearby cards are in the room that is close, and the event will come to pass very soon. So this is also saying that, you know, when it comes to timing, you know, a lot of these a lot of us are going to hear from our divine masculine very soon. You know, soon he's coming. You know, like I said, when we started reading that Page of Earth, you know, he had the letter in his hand. He was going to communicate. Okay. And he's learning to change his ways because he wants to have that new beginning with his divine feminine. Okay. Or that new life with the divine feminine, or reconciliation, you know, whatever you want to call it. Okay. He just wants to be with her. Okay. And that Ace of Earth, that means that he wants a 3D, beautiful, brand new life with his divine feminine. Okay. But I want to thank everybody for coming today. I want to thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and ringing that bell so you know when I'm on here. And I ask the Spirit to let us see, hear, and feel all that we need to in this reading. I love all you guys, and have a great day. Bye.